when you came into the studio, you saw a lot of these signs, these garage sale signs, didn't you?
Well, yeah, 3 of them actually.
And I think that it's the time of year to do it. But your neighbor was doing what?
Oh my goodness! When I was living in Woodland Hills, and I had a neighbor who
he's an ex-neighbor.
He's an ex-neighbor. We
yeah.
moved, and he was a guy. Actually, we moved because of this. He would do garage sales. But he would go to garage sales and collect a tremendous amount of information and resources and buy stuff and then bring it back to his house and resell it.
Oh, tacky. Hold that thought. Anyway, we're going to come back. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards. We're going to help you set the stage for a spectacular garage sale. We're back in a bit here on KFWB News Talk 980.
So this guy, my neighbor, who made me move from Woodland Hills, California a couple of years ago, was using his home as a business. He would go to garage sales, and then he'd buy stuff, and then he'd bring it back, put it on his lawn, and resell it and reprice it. So every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'd have a garage sale in this neighborhood. And it got to a point where...
Wait a minute, that's illegal in some cities. There's a limit to how many you can have.
Not only is it illegal, it just makes for, the neighborhood becomes like a zoo, right?
Yeah.
Every single weekend. So finally we ended up just moving, and it was a point where, I confronted him, you can't do this. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, no, you can't. And my kid's like, Dad, stop, Dad. It turned into that deal. So we just moved.
Whoops. Hey, I'm Cindy Dole, Eric Stromer. You're listening to Home Wizards, a special Sunday edition, because we have things we want to tell you. And we thought, hey, let's talk about yard sales, because it's that time. Well, it's always that time.
Yeah.
But I think that once you can get through the psychological part of parting with things, which you've seen a lot of, right?
Yeah, I did this show called Clean Sweep, and it was all about, this idea of hoarding and not wanting to get rid of things from the emotional component of garage selling, which is interesting because, that's a whole show unto itself, which we won't go down that road now. But, really, that's one of the key reasons why I think people will not part with stuff, because there's attachment to it emotionally, right?
And I think that there's different levels of us. We all feel attached, but that when you talk about hoarding, that's like really at the end of the road. But I mean, I think that the separation anxiety is something that we can all feel. I mean,
I have to admit, I have it.
I do too.
Have separation anxiety with
sentimental
things.
I mean, it's in our garage. My husband collects T-shirts. I mean, that was from that concert from back in 19.
Fog hat. You can't get rid of my fog hat T-shirt.
Comic books. The list goes on and on. So you have to make sure if you are going to have a garage sale that if you are in a relationship, you aren't selling the other person's stuff
No, that's
without
a good
approval.
point. Actually, my brother sold all the contents of my room growing up in a garage sale at my parents' house.
Oh, no. Bad news.
I won't forgive him.
Yeah.
But I have become a ninja when it comes to getting rid of and slashing and burning the toys. I've got these 3 kids under 13. I have no problem just putting the toys in the truck and driving away to toy heaven.
Toyland.
Yeah.
Well, we had a garage sale when I was living in Michigan before I moved back here, and it was so fun because it became like just this huge fire sale. I mean, people were just going nuts. We were pricing things lower and lower and lower, and I probably was giving things away too cheap.
Did you ever come to a point where you said, everything must go?
Well, you know what? And in fact, we're going to get to that. They say it's a good idea to have some things, a little section for things that you're giving away, the free area. Yeah. But I couldn't get over it. Since I was about to move, I was going to have to put my car up for sale. But I didn't have to because people at the yard sale like, excuse me, we love all that, but is that car also available? I said, sure.
You sold a car?
Sold it.
How much you get for it?
I can't remember now.
You sold a car at a garage? I don't think you're amazing.
I wasn't even trying. It was just sitting there, and they figured, you have to be careful. If things aren't glued down, they want everything, Yeah,
but I had a couple who, they were doing the garage sale on our show, Clean Sweep, and a couple of people wandered into their bedroom and started just milling about in their bedroom because there were no boundaries. So they were like, "So, is that a bedside table for sale?" And
how'd they get into the house?
They just wandered in. If you don't put clear-cut boundaries, as you know, they just start going in and looking.
Have to have police tape,
that's right.
Across the sides. Well, so once you do kind of figure out that you're gonna do this, and why not? tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah.
I think that you could still have a Labor Day garage sale if you got your act together pretty quickly today.
Yeah. What are your techniques? Like, what's the way that you find works the best when advertising, for example?
Before you can advertise, you first have to figure out what are you going to sell. And that comes with the downsizing.
See, I don't think most people do that. I think they just throw junk on a lawn. This is a good tip.
You have to figure out what do you have in your house that really is worthy of selling and really is more worthy than a garage sale. I mean, you don't want to give away something that has sentimental value and maybe huge price tag value. I mean, you might want to make some money on eBay on that, you know.
So
you have to assess.
So not precious art or things like that.
No, but first ask yourself, you know, as you're walking through the house, going drawer by drawer, room by room, putting things in boxes, just say, you know, do I really need this thing? Have I used it in the past year? Does it add value to my life? You know, is it broken? Why haven't I fixed it? And after you go through all those things, don't think about what you're going to charge yet, because then that's going to set you back. But just put all those things in that box, and now you have the fixins, the makings of what you're going to, all these boxes of what are going to go for your yard sale.
You know where I get caught? I get caught on, you know, I paid $35 for this. I can't believe it's a nickel that
it's
I have
you
to
and that
sell
Midwest
this.
value. I know. I get you. But first, you want to first think, what's going to sell well?
Right.
This isn't about becoming a millionaire for a yard sale. This is about having some fun, making a few bucks, and getting rid of some things has become someone else's treasure. But children's clothing, huge deal. Huge. Power and hand tools, great. Sporting and exercise equipment, usually we all have it. Maybe it's becoming, it's for your laundry.
You mean like my dry cleaning
dry
holder?
Cleaning holder.
Yeah.
Exactly. Electrical goods, you know, toys.
Right.
Kitchenware, empty bottles, furniture, the small ones, and books, especially kids' books, and costume jewelry is always hot.
Oh, that's good.
All those kind of things. But what shouldn't you think about selling? Forget about the really nice antiques. I mean, why not again? If not eBay, take an ad out somewhere, Craigslist, and you're going to get a better price.
Tell me again that great place you always talk about. Is it
Bunhams and Butterfields.
Yes.
That's where you can go.
That's for the valuable stuff.
And that's where you can go once a month, and you can take 5 things and they will appraise it, and that's when you first will see, you know what, I better not put that up for sale in my yard sale.
Right.
This is worth $5,000 or more. So
then you get the Antiques Home Roadshow.
Also, forget
deal.
about don't sell your underwear. I mean, I know it's Eric Stromer underwear, but we don't want, you know, sorry.
It's where I've bought all mine in the past. I think I bought your underwear once at a garage sale.
And with the days of the week on them. And you also don't think about selling, you know, really great quality clothing. If you have really great suits, designer things, think consignment stores. That's going to be a better option.
Yeah.
Okay?
You know, I've actually taken jeans to one of those like jeans selling places and made a couple of bucks on them. Yeah,
and
they'll buy them.
They were pretty
if they're not bad jeans.
Good brands.
Yeah.
Like what kind of brand?
Bugle Boy.
Okay.
You remember those from the 70s?
Bugle Boy.
Yeah.
Sure, that works.
Thanks.
Well, so now you have the mindset, you have all your piles of boxes of the unwanted things. You've gone through it, okay? So now you have to kind of think like the consumer.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a display scenario kind of, isn't it?
It is. And you have to kind of tap into, you know, their vibe, because you're going to have all different kinds of shoppers. You're going to have those really hardcore yard sale shoppers that come, you know, 2 hours before it's supposed to begin.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have moms with kids, and you want to kind of keep them engaged, and you're going to have all different age groups and different attitudes, and you might even have some people that try to steal things. That happened to us.
Is that right?
A couple yard sales. It was actually at my dad's house, and we were selling all different kinds of odds and ends, and we had some trinkety jewelry, nothing too valuable. But you have to watch out, because sometimes people will come in teams, and you'll be distracted, and then the other person will go and swoop in.
So you need a pair of eyes out there. You need security. You know, your 7-year-old can.
Yes.
Dad, that guy's trying to steal the bowling ball.
Yeah.
Huh. Never thought of that. Can you believe that? People actually try and steal from a garage sale.
It's kind of sad.
It's terrible.
Yeah, and I've even heard of people trying to steal the actual petty cash, you know, from the money.
So where do you put the money? What do you recommend?
You want to wear it.
You do?
You don't want to have a cash box. Yeah. So you mentioned marketing. So think about how can you really make your yard sales sound great, sound fun, sound sexy.
You mean in the poster?
Yeah,
or
anything.
in the ad?
I'm thinking the all nude yard sale.
Oh my! Yes.
But you wouldn't really do it. It's all about the hype. It's all about like you see on TV. It's just a hype coming up after the break, the all-new yard sale. But it's not really that. But it got your attention, right?
You bet. I'd be there in a heartbeat.
A friend of mine did that, and it was kind of a cute little tongue-in-cheek way of attracting attention. But think also just like a grocery store or like a department store, and how do they kind of get you enticed? Hey, it's going to be a 2-for-1 yard sale. Hey, you might even have a free area.
Yeah, and you're liking, like things together. For example, socks or clothes here in this section, then you got exercise here and your tools here. You don't want to disperse everything. You want to keep it just like a fine store would do.
Yeah. I mean, you basically completely want to
So you're basically the Nordstroms of garage sales.
You want to be the Nordstroms or any kind, Yeah. But the key is to have it as a success by making it something that's going to be entertaining and it's going to attract people. So you want to get the great big sign. Now, some cities don't allow yard sale signs like directly on front yards, and you've seen people, that kind of get creative. The signs on someone's truck.
Oh.
And the truck is parked right in front of the house.
Yeah, that's right. Or the guys that do
there's an arrow.
The guys in the chicken suit with the crazy arrow sign. Yeah. Talented people.
Talented. Kind of
sad. But any way to kind of no, it's just hot. No, but any way to get attention and get you to the neighborhood is the way to do it. So do you go to Craigslist? Where do you go?
Hang on a second. Before you even do all that too, I would say become a consumer. Go to other people's yard sales. It's like anything. Snoop. And see what signs caught your attention, and then once you like the signs, figure out, okay, I'm gonna copy that sign, and then go to their actual property and their sale, and just see how they have it laid out, see what they've done that's kind of creative and different, what's worked, what hasn't, and then you can kind of learn from other people, in your own neighborhood, and go, oh, I would never do that,
This is called market research.
Kind of, yeah.
What happens then when you're in a neighborhood and there's a garage sale right across the street, like in my case?
You just say mine's better than yours.
Get a louder bullhorn.
Well, hey, to that point, I mean, why not make it better than someone else's? You want to maybe have some snacks, maybe have coffee or iced tea or water on a hot day or something like that.
So giveaways.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
All right.
Yeah.
Make it enticing.
I've made $350, $400 at one of these things before.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I really have.
When's the last time you had a yard sale?
I did one about 4 years ago. And I think we made it was before we moved. We probably made about $400.
I think that if you are going to move, that's one of the reasons to have a yard sale.
Right.
But we're going to get into, when we come back, how you price things. That's one of the toughest things to do.
That's the one that kills me.
My husband says I give it away, and there's two sides to the story. I mean, it is about having fun, and people want bargains. They don't want it. It's got to be 25 cents, $1, $2. I mean, you don't want it to be like $50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's got to be competitively priced.
Very competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, did you overprice anything like that?
I couldn't believe no one bought my cassette-driven answering machine from the 80s for $25.
Whoops.
I was so angry about this.
You're listening to Home Wizards. Cindy Dole with Eric Stromer. We have some more tips for you on how to have some fun with your own yard sale. More on that after this on KFWB News Talk 980.
Don't go back.
So the thing that I bought at the last garage sale were a pair of these padded nunchucks. Those Bruce Lee kind of weapon things.
Why do you need nunchucks?
Well, I thought it was a good idea, but then I brought them home, and of course Wyatt was beating the you-know-what out of Dusty with them, and so then they went right into the garbage. So they were like a 90-cent purchase, and that was kind of the last thing.
Whoops.
Whoops. Can't do weapons in the house with these kids now.
Nunchucks.
Love them.
Okay.
But unfortunately, they became weapons of destruction.
Well, you, like me, are learning the other side of Eric Stromer.
That's the
and I'm
downside.
Cindy Dole, and this is Home Wizards, where we love to help you improve your home and improve your life, minus the nunchucks.
That's right.
We're talking about yard sales because it's always a good time, I think, to just kind of get rid of stuff that you haven't worn, you haven't used, that's just kind of taking up space. But why not have a sense of community, with your neighbors, and have a fun event where people come over and get things for a bargain, and you make a few bucks.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit of a block party.
It's a total block party. So speaking of a block party, before you do have your sale, you want to make sure that the homeowners association approves, that there weren't some rules.
Yeah,
I know.
idea.
Oh, that. Sometimes that can become a pain, but it's a
well,
good idea.
Well, it's the same thing with the permit and the decking and all that stuff. You want to know where you stand before you set everything up.
And certain cities have certain rules, like you can't have more than 1 per year or 2 per year. And you do, drive through town and you'll see people, they're having a yard sale again.
Yeah, well, yeah, like my neighbors.
Like your neighbor.
Yeah.
So after you have figured out that you really are going to do this, it's all about strategery and having that kind of marketing 101 behind you in terms of the layout of your yard sale.
Right.
And it really should be more yard than in the garage. I don't think people want to get into the dingy garage unless it's a really great amped up, redecorated, nice-looking garage. People want to feel like it's open. And by the way, have some music for your yard sale.
Sure.
Because people are a little nervous. They're walking into a stranger's zone. Right?
But also a little bit of distance, I would imagine, from the interior of your house. You don't want people coming to case your house.
No. We'll set the boundaries and so forth. But I mean, you still want it to be friendly, that they can come on in. Maybe they're welcomed by, a little lemonade stand or iced tea or green tea.
Yeah. Well, it's antioxidant rich, isn't it?
It does great things for the metabolism. So why not? Because now they're hungry.
Might I say your skins never look better?
Because of the green tea. I know. I'm just trying green tea. I don't know. That I guess is another story.
Yeah.
But as you are kind of visualizing the day of your event, go outside and look how you could create your own little Nordstrom's, your own little Ralph's grocery store, because these people know what they're doing.
Right.
They always have the milk back at the back of the store.
Got to get you through the store,
So they've got to
get
you through, and so put the most valuable things, the choice items, closest to the back.
Yeah. Can I just tell you one little pet peeve of mine?
Please.
When you walk into some of these large pharmacies and they've got the aisles angled in such a way that you can't really go anywhere until you go where they exactly want you to go. I don't like that.
You feel like you're being manipulated.
I'm not going to make my garage sale like that. I'm going to make it so they can go where they want to go when they want to go there.
And you're going to make friends.
Friends are along the way. That's right.
Well, I think that if you do create some sections and have it by theme, that also is going to work, because then people can visualize the stuff. So all the kids' clothes in like a little kid area, and maybe even have some low height chairs so that mom, who's bringing a toddler with them, have a place to sit.
You're right.
You know what I mean? And they can interact with the toys, and then the kids' clothes are there.
You know what else I saw at a garage sale that I thought was great? They ran power strip out so that people could test the electronics. Because I think oftentimes people don't trust that things are going to actually operate. So
you mean like your answering machine?
Stop it! It should have gone for $25. It went for like a nickel, and they didn't even care. It's enough about
and they did buy it.
They did buy it.
They did buy it. Yeah. Okay. Well, so now that you've figured out that you want to have, let's say you have patio furniture. A lot of times people will say, I'm going to try to sell my patio furniture, the stuff that I've used through Labor Day weekend, and I want to get rid of it and get some new stuff for next year.
Right.
But make it do some set dressing. Make it look like it's someone's patio. Put a little table there, maybe even put some shelves and a couple of glasses so it looks like you're entertaining, and people will go, wow, I can see myself using all that.
Sure, yeah. It's all about display, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, these are great tips. I mean, this is clearly not what I've done in my garage sales in the past, which is why I don't think I did as well as I could have, but these sound like great ideas.
Now, we know that tools sell very well.
Oh, they do. I've purchased tools
So
before.
try to think about a cool way to display tools.
Right. And you may even want to have, how they have at the hardware stores, a piece of wood that you can try the drill out, make sure it actually goes through, a couple of drill bits and some 3-inch drywall screws. That's a great tip. I just made that one up.
You just had a great brainstorm.
Well, that's marketing. Marketing is showing up already.
A lot of times, men, they're a different kind of yard sale shopper, right? They're going to be looking, they're going to be browsing and shop with a different goal in mind. They just want to get in and out. I mean, I guess that's kind of how guys are, right? They're not really, they're just buyers. They're not really...
No, they don't like the browsing.
Shopping. So, like you say, make sure that you have the cord out there so they can test those power tools, but maybe have some more guy things in that area. So they're going to go, oh my gosh, this feels like a little man cave. I'm in my element. Maybe have like a big, comfortable chair.
A Barca-lounger, if you will.
Yeah, maybe set up like a mini bar.
But then, wait a minute. I don't know if I want this guy too comfortable unless he's buying. Unless you don't touch unless you buy.
You charge him. You charge him per like 10 minutes or something. But I do think the idea of then being really creative with the pricing, such as like buy one get one free, and I like the idea of having the blue light special, where the next person who buys a particular item, then they can get an extra 25% discount. Just kind of create these fun like game incentives and have the free zone, have an area, have a table where you know that they're magazines no one's going to buy anyway, but you're going to get rid of them. That's the bonus.
Right.
And to that point, as you are finally getting to your sale day, the things that aren't purchased, don't bring them back in the house. Leave them there.
That's a great tip.
Leave them there. You can put an ad on Craigslist and tell people it's for free. It's worth it. Let them come and get it and take it done. Because now you're going to set yourself back into the same problem, putting those things that weren't bought back into your house.
And once you've committed to purging and finding out which thing you can live without, the worst possible thing you could do is bring it back because it'll live in your garage for another 20 years. No. Yeah.
So pricing, you're gonna get these stickers. You have to put the prices on everything. But instead of writing out the number, 25 cents, $1.25, and usually 25 increments of 25 cents are best.
Don't want to make a lot of change.
Not $9.99.
No.
Go 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, that kind of thing. Instead of writing the price on each item, I like the idea of using colored stickers, and then you've got a pricing chart to coordinate with the color. So red is 25 cents, blue is $1, green is $10, and then they say, how much is this? You point them to the chart, and it saves you time. Just put the color dot.
That's right. You don't have to walk over and read your own writing.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's a good one.
Great tip.
And again, I like the idea of having the music, advertising your sale, if not just, I guess, Craigslist or the Penny Saver.
You have to write in large font when you hang signs.
On the physical sign, yes.
You got to get them big so people can drive by. And also the fluorescent poster board seems to work really well with a black Sharpie.
But it has to look clean and attractive.
Right.
Otherwise, if it was done like with crayon, that's not going to get me to come to your sale.
No.
But for the pricing, in terms of thinking how much to charge for things, ask yourself this. Is it the first day of the sale? If it is, then maybe you can go a little higher. But you know that at the end of the day, you're going to maybe want to negotiate with people. It's all about the haggling.
So for example, a set of 25-pound dumbbells. What would you price a set of 25-pound dumbbells?
You can go online and see what they're going for. I mean, some of this is like, oh my gosh, it's too much effort.
Right.
I would just say, I don't know, $10.
Yeah. That sounds
I don't know.
About right.
You want it? I mean, it probably feels like I'm giving it away, but I don't know. How much did you pay for it?
Yeah, I think those are a little bit more than that. Probably a quarter of the original amount, right? So $5-10, something like that.
I mean, it's about getting rid of it,
and
being respectable, and making a little bit
of
money.
And then maybe a little soft when the haggling shows up.
Well,
if you really, buy it.
If you think those dumbbells are really worth it, then maybe put them on eBay. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, so we have to get to our yard sale shopping.
I want to come to your yard sale because it sounds like a beautiful spot.
It's a lot of fun, and I think that if you are confident about just getting rid of some stuff, take pictures of the stuff that you can't part with, and just do it. And then once it's out there, don't bring it back in the house. And then you can do this, every so often, every 6 months, Hey, hope you had fun listening. Eric Stromer, fun as always.
It's always great. Thank you.
Check out the website, yourhomewizards.com. We have all the shows posted up there. And the fun continues next Saturday from 2 to 4, as always, as we're going to have all kinds of good stuff to help you improve your home and improve your life. So have a great Labor Day weekend. And remember this, the key is under the mat. Bye-bye, everybody.